Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm coming to you today with another fleet builder for Armada using Ryan Kingston's fleet builder, and today I am revisiting my Voltron build. I'm going to call this Voltron 2.0. Now that Wave 6 is out, and everybody probably has theirs by now, or at least everybody who pre-ordered probably has theirs, I wanted to revisit the Voltron build. And if you're not familiar, I have an original build video with the Voltron build. I'll link that at the end, so you can take a look at the original. But here is the idea. The idea is that you use two pelta command ships, and because if you take them, they're basically the same as an Imperial Star Destroyer, because an Imperial Star Destroyer is 120 points, and these are 60 points each. So it's the same amount of forward red dice, the same amount of blue dice, and I mean an ISD too. So the more expensive version, and so basically you're getting the same amount of dice everywhere, but you actually have more shields because you have 6 total shields in the front, and more shields all around, but maybe less hull, so there's some give and takes, but it's very comparable as far as the IST versus the pelta. But the thing that gives the pelta the advantage is that you have at least an advantage against certain types of ships. Like against the brace, you're going to do better because you're not going to have one big attack that they can just cut in half. You're going to have 2 smaller attacks. So if somebody spends a brace against you, they're only going to maybe stop 2 damage, as opposed to if this was all together, they could maybe stop like 4 or 5 damage. But against smaller ships that can just evade one of the attacks, then it's harder. Or at least, then they're going to be able to, like against a CR-90, well, they have multiple evades, so they can stop your best hit from this ship and then your best hit from that ship. So there's a give and take. But I wanted to see if this would be a better a build now that we have some new upgrades, specifically the offensive retrofit known as disposable capacitors. Now, this one really annoyed me that it was not able to go on a large ship, and it really makes me wonder what's coming in the future, if there's going to be some kind of, because honestly, this would be great on an Imperial Star Destroyer, or on an MC-80 Liberty, or on any MC-80. Any of the large ships would just absolutely be fantastic with this, although I don't think you can put this on a Liberty. I don't think they have the offensive. Let's see. Like off the top of my head, I'm like, wait a second, do they even have that? Yeah, they don't. They don't have that. So, all right, you can't put it on a Liberty. Well, that's fine. It couldn't go on a Liberty anyway, but it really would have gone a long way towards making MC-80 command cruiser like worthwhile. Again, I mean, it's not a terrible ship, but goodness. Anyway, but if we're basically cloning, a large ship, now all of a sudden this can be significantly better. Imagine an ISD-2 and you could fire all of his dice at long range for only 6 points. That would just be amazing. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do here, and this should be strong. This is probably the best rebel ship that you can even put this on right now also. So I like that as well. So how do we do this? Well, we make them tanky. The other thing that we got that's new with this one is Leia. And one of the advantages, and I'm going to put her on here, and I'm going to make that they're our flagship as well. One of the advantages that this ship has by doing 2 activations instead of 1 is that you get 2 command dials. So in the event that I do a concentrate fire on each of them, now I'm also getting my rerolls. So now I also have dice mitigation. So I have some mitigation protection against a red blank and a red blank over here. So that is great. With Leia, so that she makes this build even better as well. But that's only if you're using concentrate. I mean, she's good. She would be good with anything, but specifically, if I'm looking at the offensive capacity, a concentrate fire on each of these is great because now I've got 2 rerolls, and I'm probably not going to need the rerolls on the blues, but those reds, that's just gonna be nice. So. What else do I want on there? The most offensive stuff I can kind of find, and so I think I'm going to go with Intel Officer on each of them, although this is definitely... Oh, wait, no, you know what? I want to change this. I know they're going to go after Leia, and they're going to have some stuff to help each other out, like they're also going to have projection experts. They don't need to have projection experts, but I'm giving it to them anyway. I might change that out, but it's this way they can feed shields to each other, so if you attack Leia, then the other guy will send shields back over. But I am going to give this one Phoenix Home for 2 officers. Because if you're going to go after Leia, you're going to have a hard time. Because I'm going to give him I love that the Rebels have such better officers than the Empire does, at least for defense. I mean, these are Lando and Major Darlin. So you're gonna have a real hard time killing Leia. I think you're gonna have a very hard time trying to get this ship. Um, so yeah, we've got our, we don't have ECM, but then on this one we're also gonna do all shields to maximum, and I am gonna toss in, let's see, a CR90 with projection experts as well. So now I've got 3 ships that can be sending over shields. And now this guy, this CR90, if he does engineering, he has now 3 points. So he can just send a single shield over and regenerate it. So that's awesome. Or send 2 shields over and then, transfer one that was lost or whatever, but and then get another one back next turn when we do shields to maximum. I am going to also want a GR75 here with CommsNet. And the CommsNet here is specifically to feed tokens to shields to maximum, so we can do that. So we can drop those shields, or increase shields on everybody. And we're going to be losing shields evenly across the board here. That's the intent with projection experts. Shields to maximum is one that I haven't really used very much because people tend to focus fire, but between this type of build, or if you're using a bunch of hammerheads with Task Force Antilles, that's another way shields to maximum can potentially really you can get a lot of bang for your buck out of that. Now, the way that this also is going to work is you want them to be able to shoot back to back, so mirrored like a Star Destroyer. And so the idea here is I want them to go last. And as a matter of fact, I'm okay being second player in this build as well. So I want to fit as many ships as I can. So I think we want a couple. We're going to go a little cheaper. I think I'm going to go with hammerheads since we've got those, and they don't. Gosh, they don't really need a whole lot. I think I also had a couple of Z95s in here, and the fun because they're cheap. I think I had 5 of them. Let me see. This gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships right now. And now these hammerheads I can do a number of different things with. I can give each of them quad battery turrets. If they want to take it slow, they are going to do great like that. The CR90 then doesn't have anything offensively, so we can definitely change a few things around. We don't necessarily need projection experts on Leia. Since we have it in 2 other places, I think we could probably take that off as well. So then it gives me a little more points. One thing I think is cool about the hammerheads also is being able to put a gunnery team on them if I were doing something a little more offensive, like let's say more sustainable. Like if you want to do spinal armament and gunnery team, you got 3 red, maybe even a blue, 3 red and a blue with concentrate fire and Leia. That's not bad. I mean, it makes it significantly more expensive when you start doing that. But yeah, so there's an option. So this is 384. If I take them completely off, we can put a TRC. Since this guy may be doing, engineering commands a little more often. So TRC will be helpful since he won't have the extra die. And then here I can do TRC on one of them. I don't know. Let's see. What else do we want to do? I can drop down to 4 Z95s, but I don't want to be completely empty on squadrons. Another cool thing about Leia in this build too is that I can turn ships that wouldn't normally activate squadrons into capable squadron activation ships. Hammerhead or a CR90. They reveal a squadron, they get to activate 2. So instead of just that token adding 1, it's effectively like they're doubling the squadron value. So that's another cool thing. So let's see. Actually, you know what? These guys should probably just run disposable capacitors each. And now they're going to have 3 dice out of the front arc. That's not bad. That gives me a little extra points as well. We could put. I can't put Geralt's on there. I can't fit that one on there. But I can put Jaina's Light on the CR90 so that I can fly him behind other ships, keep them relatively safe, and I don't have to worry about the obstruction. I always like Jaina's Light. It's just really, really good. So this is giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships. Second player I'm fine with. First player is also generally not bad, especially if I want to take one of these ships in close and be able to do a double tap with it. But I think in my previous build I had 7 activations, but I was really low on squadrons. I think 5 squadrons is fair. I mean, I could drop some things and potentially put if I dropped both disposable capacitors, I could put another Z95, and that might even be better. So there's, but in this case, I'm gonna run disposable capacitors. I really like the card. Um, and I do have 2 quasars, so I'm able to do it now. If you're not like a lot of people aren't going to really need to buy 2 quasars because it's a ship you probably usually only want to have 1 of. So if you're running this, you might want to swap out the hammerhead's disposable capacitors for another Z95, or maybe go down to 4 Z95s and give each of these guys turbo laser reroute circuits or something like that. So there's definitely options there. But that's the point of it. The general idea of this build is that I activate the smaller ships first, probably the GR75 first, and maybe the CR90 who can kind of stay in safety. And then I keep these guys going slow, and just and hopefully they've moved everything already, and then by the end, especially once everybody's in range, then these guys activate. Boom, 4 dice at you. Boom, 4 dice at you. Intel officer. So here, if you want to brace, you're not going to be able to. So probably move this one first, the one with intel officer first, and then maybe this one gets lucky and gets the accuracy. And so, oh, you didn't brace and you saved it. Okay, good. Well, now I'm accuracying your brace. So that's not bad. That should be a lot of activations, and this is a lot of firepower with these 2 moving back to back, and that's hopefully the intent here. If it's not, we could add a couple more GR75s just to increase the activations to almost guarantee we could go last. Like if I dropped a hammerhead and just kept adding GR75s, I could definitely get probably up to 8 activations if I wanted to, but I want to also have firepower. This is a lot of firepower in this list as well, at least at long range. Up close, it won't it won't last for too long, but that's where things like shields to maximum will hopefully help out, and we'll have enough that we can concentrate and try to get people down before they get in close. And that's the idea. So let's take a look at objectives, because we are going to be the second player, aren't we? So we want stuff. Now, definitely most wanted is a clear winner here, because then I can just select my GR75 as the most wanted ship, and then I can go after their big ship and score so many points that way. That's just a great option. But I mean, let's see what else is there though for red. I mean, is there anything else that we want to, that I'm like overlooking? Advanced gunnery, there's not much need for that, although yeah, well, because the thing is with something like that helps my opponent also. So it would be cool to give one of the peltas that, because then I'd have 6, or I'm sorry, yeah, like a lot of extra attacks. So I'd have 12, yeah, 12 dice coming at the front, out of the front arcs on that first turn of firing. If you figure both of them, that'd make it a superstar destroyer. All right, blockade run. No, we're too slow. Close range intel scan. Yeah, you need to be able to guarantee. That one's not bad if you have home 1 out there. I like that one for home 1. Precision strike, no, I don't running anybody with bomber. You don't need to have bombers for that, but if they're running bomber, they're going to get an even better bonus. So a lot of these things really help them out as well. I think station assault is possible, but if they come in fast, then they might blow up some of my ships and then have free run of the station. So most wanted's definitely the best option there. Now we'll look at the yellow objectives here. Capture the VIP could work, because I could take the CR90, just fly him around, Jaina's Light. I could hide him behind obstacles and still shoot. That one would be, 50 points, not that bad. Let's see. Ion cannon's always nice, especially if I want to concentrate a lot of my fire together with one. The first time I shoot both of the peltas, the Voltron build, like kind of when they form up. The reason I call this a Voltron build too is it's like if the Star Destroyer is the robot, they're the 2 lions that are, or like they're merging to, like, as if the Star Destroyer split in half and then could reform later, similar to the way Voltron splits up into lions, etc. Except there's 5 lions for Voltron and only 2 peltas, but I think you get the analogy. All right, so All right, we got fighter ambush. No, I'm not really crazy about that one. Fire lanes is a good one. I like a lot because you can kind of control where the ships are going to go, and if they don't bother going after it, then you just sit there and rack up victory points. But somebody can try to flank you that way, so you know it's not bad. Your opponent can get stuff, but you're kind of in control. I like fire lanes better if I have strategic though, but that's probably one of the better ones looking so far. Ion cannon and then fire lanes are two kind of out in front right now, I think. Fleet ambush is not crazy. I'm not crazy about that right now, only because they can put a whole bunch of squadrons in close range too, and if they're a heavy squadron build, I might not have enough time to react to that. So it's possible, but well, I'll be the second player probably. So no, I don't. Yeah, no, I've seen too many times where a heavy squadron build ends up, putting, their stuff in the ambush zone, and then they drop, 16 squadrons or something like that right on top of you, and they're ready to shoot first turn. And then my Z95s wouldn't hold up very long against that. So I think I'll go with planetary ion cannon this turn. I mean, that's going to help. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. And let's go for blue. We've got minefields is always a nice one, but I like it best if I'm using Dodana. Solar Corona is actually going to be really nice because I've got the single brace on the flagships. So, and then against the hammerheads, they only have one of each. Right? They only have the yeah. So it would really help all of these guys survive if I went with Solar Corona. Let's see what else though. Let's see, dangerous territory. Yeah, that's actually no, because I've got Jaina's Light, so that's like one I would pick if somebody else had one, because I'm like, all right, good, I get the same benefit as you, kind of. SensorNet, I don't think I've played SensorNet yet, but I think I'm going to go with Solar Corona. I like Solar Corona for this one. Plus it gives, they have to set up first, and all these guys will really appreciate it. The peltas will, and the hammerheads will. The GR75 especially will appreciate, there being less accuracies. So that's really good. So that's kind of the objectives that I'm going for, and that's the Voltron 2.0 build. Let me know what you think, guys. I also have a couple of giveaways going on right now. If you haven't been paying attention to my X-Wing videos, I'm giving away a $20 gift card to Cool Stuff. If you are interested in picking up an X-Wing Wave 11 ship, but you can use this $20 gift card on whatever you want. It doesn't have to be that. And I'm also, when I hit 8,000 subscribers, I'll be announcing the winner of the Ray Funko Pop giveaway. So all you need to do to enter any of these two is to be a subscriber. You got to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. And I will announce the winner of the Cool Stuff gift card giveaway next week. And then the Ray Speeder Funko Pop giveaway will be after I hit 8,000 subscribers. So probably, hopefully soon for that one. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you later. Have a wonderful day.